Hey queens, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back.
Make myself feel warmer when you're near, whenever you're near.
How you guys doing? How have you been? How's Monday and Tuesday been treating you? Or whenever it is that you're going to be watching this video, I hope you guys are having an amazing day, amazing week. I know that I actually have some guys watching my videos, but mainly this is for my chiquitas, so I appreciate your support, but hence I'm always saying hi queens. In case you're new over here, actually let me just enlighten you a bit. My channel used to be Nubian Queen in Beijing, so that's where the whole queen thing comes from. Okay, I used to have my queen tribe child, but I eventually changed my channel name to Lydia M, and that's all we have right now. So anyway guys, I actually changed my SD card. I hope the quality is good. I'm not really sure. I'll see when I start editing. I'm just playing around with different SD cards at this point to see which one will be more suitable for my camera and just the whole vibes that we're going on right now, because it's actually been quite depressing. So anyway, now that we're done with the technical issues and technicalities, we can officially get into this video. I know that you've seen the title of the video, child. I'm very happy to announce this new series which I'm adding to my channel. It's simply titled Lydias Diary. I've always created, posted surface level content because I have this weird fear of opening myself up, especially on this platform, because I feel like honestly you're accessible to any and everybody who can come on your YouTube page. So I've kind of been hesitant to get into more deeper conversations and all of that, but this has literally been on my heart for the longest time. When I looked in my diary, I actually noted this down in 2019 that I wanted to do something like this. But like I said, of course, the fear of just people having that kind of access to me used to terrify me and scare me. But now I've just come to a point where I've prayed about it and I've asked God for some direction and intervention, and I feel like I've officially and finally received that nod of affirmation, and I'm taking the leap of faith, and hopefully I'll be able to soldier on. I'll be able to soldier on with this series, and you know, for it to actually achieve what I hope for it to. So basically this whole series is called Lydias Diary, and it was honestly inspired by this little gift that I have here. Let me bring it closer so you can see it. Yeah, if you look at my diary, it's literally engraved with my name. It's personalized. Yeah, so I got this diary from my good friend. She used to live in China, and when she went back home to visit in 2019, she came bearing gifts, and this is one of the gifts that she had for me. And this has honestly been my best friend. This is where I write down my thoughts. This is where I have my affirmations, my prayer, my visions, my manifestations, just anything that has to do with my thoughts. I pen it down in this diary over here. So it just made sense for me to be like Lydias Diary. Okay, so just to basically break down what I will be doing in this series is that I'll be having more personal conversations, basically things that have personally affected me, things that are near and dear to my heart, conversations that I've had with my best friend, the people around me. Yeah, all those conversations, all the little things that I penned down in here from 2019 up until now in 2023. I basically want to share my thoughts and just my perspective on various issues and various topics, and we'll basically be choosing one topic per week, and that's what we'll be focusing on, just having discussion on that. The long-term goal that I have for this series is for me to create somewhat of a online sisterhood, basically a safe space for conversations to take place. I feel like on a daily basis we're just bombarded with intimacy and sex and just raunchy stuff, that I've actually identified that it's very important for us to have online spaces where we can just, you know, be ourselves, have candid conversations, obviously to a point where you feel comfortable. And like I said, I really prayed about this for the longest time, and I asked for God to give me a bit of guidance, because like I said, I've had this vision since 2019, but I was very hesitant. I was just like, oh my word, I don't think I'm ready for, you know, people's opinions or criticism, input, whatever. And I feel like now I've built a bit of a thicker skin and I'm ready to embark on this journey. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Lydias Diary is basically going to just be a series where you get to know me on a more personal and deeper level. Serious sis, I'm not talking to you.
On it.
Yeah, so basically...
Still on it. Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
Because I'm not talking to you, girl. So anyway, that's the gist of it. Now that I'm done with this lady who's just eavesdropping on my conversations. Lydias Diary is just going to be an opportunity for you guys as my subscribers, my fellow queens, and people who are really supporting me. It's the comment section for me. It's the DMs for me. Where I was like, yeah, I need to create this. I need to create this kind of series and follow through with it. And just create a space where we can have conversations, bounce ideas off of each other. We're all going through life, you know, with no manual or how-to handbook, and I feel like creating such spaces is very essential. It's very important. Lydias Diary is basically just an opportunity for me to be comfortable with opening up and facilitating conversations that I think are very important, tackling topics and issues that are near and dear to me, things that I've personally gone through and all of that. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. You're going to come along on this journey, child. Be kind to me in the comment section. I'm here facing my biggest fear, which is just opening myself up and being vulnerable and just sharing my thoughts and opinions on certain things. But these are things, like I said, it's not just a subjective thing, it's very personal, and these are things that I've personally encountered or people close to me have encountered, and it's come up in conversation format, and I just thought, let's just bring it on my channel, and that's what we're doing. So just to basically break down the whole structure that I had in mind for this series is that I will pick one topic every episode, and that's what I'll just be tackling in that particular episode. In the near future, I can just open up the line of sharing so that you guys can actually suggest any topics that I'll be answering to, or topics that I'll just be discussing on my channel. My long-term goal is to actually get to a point where I can feature some people on my channel. I've had a couple of people asking for features, and I just felt like that was not the time. And yeah, we slowly approaching that point where I'm open to collaborating and just having productive, effective, important conversations, especially forming a sisterhood of some sort, and I'm very excited. All right, now that I've told you guys all about my series, I thought it would be very interesting for me to actually play, not a game, for me to draw cards from this Icebreaker deck, which I got on Taobao, and as you can see, it says Icebreaker Deeper Talk, and I've used these cards with my best friend. I've also used these cards in my recent relationship. This is honestly the best way to facilitate conversations, by having prompts, you know, and I think that's the main function and purpose of these cards, for them to be some cues and prompts for you to actually engage in more deeper conversations, you know, go beyond the surface, delve deeper in there. And let me just tell you something, when we use these cards, and by we, it's my best friend and I, we actually had a bit of a tear session. That's how good these cards are. They just like, they just pull at your heartstrings, okay? They force you to self-introspect, and that's what I love about them. So that's what we'll be doing right now. For anyone who's new to my channel and you probably have never seen a get to know me video, I think this would be a nice way to break the ice and welcome you onto my channel, okay? Okay, so the little description on the box basically says a tool for creating lasting and more impactful connections, and that's what we want, okay? We're challenging ourselves to do that more in 2023, baby. We're trying to know self, be closer to self. Okay, so at the back it says developing strong friendships and relationships requires vulnerability. It does. but sometimes it's hard to know how to share the deep parts of ourselves. It's so easy to develop surface level relationships with surface leveled conversations, but those kinds of relationships can feel somewhat empty. True. The Icebreaker Deeper Talk deck is a tool for diving deeper into meaningful conversations. Use it regularly to explore the deep parts of yourself and others, and that's why I personally purchased these. So this is what the cards look like. They're all jumbled up because I've been using them, like I said. They're basically color coded. Each color tackles one topic. I'm personally not interested in delving into sex, intimacy, and all of that. We have enough of that, child. Nobody cares about that. Self-awareness deck. Okay, so the first question says, what have you learned about life from loss or death? Okay, so I will definitely talk about the lesson that I learned from losing 3 of the most important people in my life. I know it's gonna sound very generic and of course that's so cliched, but it's that life is short. You know, all these 3 different people that I lost, one was a bit older, okay, a family man, and the other 2 were just entirely too young, especially my cousin. Yeah, so one of the people that I lost was actually my uncle. May his soul rest in peace. He was such a good-hearted person that till this day, when I go through life being ungrateful or just being stressed out and focusing on things that literally don't matter, I think back to my uncle and just how he was such a good person, and the fact that somebody like him would give anything to still be alive today, to be present in the lives of his kids and his wife and just his family structure, that I literally tell myself, you're being selfish. God has still granted you days on earth, and instead of just making the most of whatever it is that is going on in your life, you just choose to focus on the negative, you know. So the lesson that I have learned from losing these 3 people in my life, honestly, is that life is too short. Whenever, like I said, I find myself just going in this dark place where I'm being negative, I'm being toxic, I'm being whatever, I'm not being kind to myself, I'm not being patient with myself, I'm just taking life a little too seriously and being hard on myself, I just think back to the fact that 2 of them actually lost their lives in a car accident, and I'm just like, gone too soon. They were such vibrant individuals, they were full of life, and if they had my place on earth, they would be living life to the fullest. Never complained about anything, never looked on the negative side. That glass was always half full and not half empty with all 3 of these people that I'm talking about. So to answer this question, what have I learned about life from loss and death, is that you need to make the most of the time that you still have on earth, because you don't know what's going to happen literally in the next second. You just never know when your time will come, and it's just a constant reminder to live life to the fullest and try to make the most of whatever is happening in your life. So whenever you feel like life is just too unbearable or life is just beating you down, get down on your knees and pray, or whichever higher power you believe in, just summon that God that you believe in and just go through life and try to make the most of your days on earth, because like I said, we never know when our last breath will be. Very, very dark, but it's the truth. Okay, let's hope we can lighten the mood up a bit. Oh, another self-awareness. Maybe I should just go with the self-awareness deck. What seemingly insignificant thing contributes greatly to your happiness? Ooh, what seemingly insignificant thing contributes greatly to your happiness? Definitely my job. Let me just be specific. The love that I get from my students is unmatched. It's unmatched. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. The love that I get from my students, I know this says seemingly insignificant, but the part that I can just say is seemingly insignificant is just a student hugging you, right? Somebody could say it's just a hug, but let me tell you something. My students love up on me. Sometimes I feel like God is using my students as that wake up, get out of that rut, because I'd be having a very bad day, very horrible day, but obviously I'm a teacher, I'm working with students on a daily basis, whatever it is that I'm feeling, I need to leave outside the school gate. And when I get into my classroom, I need to make sure that I'm creating a very positive and healthy, productive environment that's conducive of learning, right? So it's almost like I'm putting my feelings to the side. And it's almost as if God says, you know what, you need a hug. Let me send these 5 kids to just climb all over you. My kids, their hugs, their little, oh, Teacher Lydia, I love you, Teacher Lydia. It seems so insignificant, but sometimes I feel like God, like I said, is using them as a vessel, as a form of communication, to be like, you know what, you think you're down, it's okay, let me send these kids to hug you, baby. Let me send these kids to tell you how much they love you. And it's just unmatched. Because one thing about it, they're 2 people who are honest on earth, a drunk person and a child. And I feel like young kids just have this purity about them that they wouldn't be lying. They wouldn't just be saying I love you and oh, I love Teacher Lydia, I'm so happy Teacher Lydia is here. They wouldn't just be saying that for the sake of saying it. So that's like the purest form of love that I receive on a daily basis, which just like, it warms my heart. It warms my heart so much. You know, there's that one classroom you walk into and the kid is just gonna light up when they see your face. They're gonna run towards you, hug you, literally damn near ripping your shirt off. That's the type of love and reception I get from my students. And like I said, getting a hug from a student might seem insignificant, but for me that has honestly been something that lifts my mood at the lowest points of my day. At the lowest point of my day, a kid will just randomly come up to me, take a special sticker that they got from somebody else and put it on my shirt, and I say, I love Teacher Lydia, I love you so much. And it's just how selfless kids can be and how just carefree they are, very nonchalant, going through life with these rose-colored glasses. They just don't care. They want their toys, they want their food, they want their nap time, and that's it. And honestly, this is one thing that I really wanted to touch on, that there are times where I've actually questioned God and asked him why he sent me here. I have a degree in psychological counseling. I thought I'd be a psychologist. I thought I'd be an educational psychologist. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I was going to ever be a teacher. And you have those moments where you're just questioning your whole journey. You're like, God, why did you bring me here? What am I here for?